Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. My name's Heliax, and last time we had a rematch with an old friend of ours who you can see floating around us right here, a little console hot. Look at him, looking a little cute and stuff. But we helped out the... well, I guess we didn't help, but did we help? I don't know what we helped. We gave information to the Archmagi, Archimir. Or the Archmages. Are they Magi? I don't know.
Yes.
But we also have some questions about you, Archimir. He can make gestures for you to continue. Tell about yourself.
I'm a member of the Circle of Archmagi.
Magi.
For better or worse.
He sniffs.
And yet I had to open a shop to make up the exorbitant cost of relocating my estate across the known world.
Why'd you settle down in Nekataka?
Why, indeed. The Circle is invested in the region, and someone must oversee it all at once. These
guys are really cool. It reminds me of the, is it the Lodge of Sorcerers in, The Witcher? Or just like the magic hierarchy in The Witcher. I always liked that idea.
I drew the short straw for this unfortunate decade.
Why did you bind imps into servitude?
Their antics amuse me, and I have no patience for the shortcomings of supposedly intelligent kith. Next question.
Back to my previous questions. Very well. Okay, so we couldn't talk about Nimnok with him.
Certainly.
And we didn't get any new quests from him either, right? No. So I guess that's it. Painted masks, Oreo Koiki, Last Sanctuary. He waits on fire, Fruitful Alliance. Skipping ahead, goods and services. Okay. You know what we're gonna do this episode, and maybe the next episode? I think instead of going to the Wahiki tribe right now... oh my goodness. Get out of my face, Xbox, please. Okay. Instead of going there, I think we are gonna go to the main quest. I don't think it's the last... it can't be the end of the game, right? I guess I don't know, so like I'm worried that it is. I don't think it is though, because we haven't unlocked the 2 DLCs yet. We still have 2 more DLCs that have not been unlocked, as far as I know. Doesn't seem like any of these quests that we're on are them. Now we do have a couple of areas that we could travel to that might be, you know, the DLC. So there's that one island that was max level, and there's that water cave that was max level. But it seems odd that the winter beasts had like a whole quest chain, but that these wouldn't. So I don't know. I think it's safe to go. If I remember correctly, Pillars of Eternity 1, at its point of no return, they warned you about it. This one has not, unless it happened. I mean, I guess that was probably like 40 episodes ago that we last did a main quest, maybe even longer than that. There's no way we're at the end of the game. So let's go do the main quest and see where we go from there. Leave by sea.
When the wheel has...
oh, that was console hot. Must have been, right? That was talking. I think now that console hot's speaking a little bit, we're probably gonna take him with us instead of Nimnok. I do like Nimnok a lot, though. I do like him a lot. Hello. Are you here to talk to me? Why aren't we moving? We couldn't move. That was weird. Oh, we can go onto the ship like this. Is my keyboard not working? Okay, there we go. Okay, well, let's talk to everybody on the ship. Yeah, we haven't done this in a long time. And in fact, are we able to, like, level people here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, Oswald. Our boatswain is a right smart sailor. Erina. Wish you kept the crew as shape as junk. Look at our ship, it's so cool. Gods, I need a drink. Takehu.
Questions, Captain?
Takehu raises his brow and nods. I think we're gonna go through all of our dialogue this episode. What do you hope to gain by finding Ngati's covenant on Ukaizo?
What indeed? I say I am of two minds.
Takehu nods and turns his focus inward.
My talents are my own, and not even Ngati can tell me how they should be used. I say the tribes would do better with more artists and fewer saviors. But my people struggle against the outsiders. And Ngati did not place me in the Deadfire without intention. Finding the Covenant could bring the Hawana closer to the gods and the ways of the past. I must decide if this is best.
Takehu sighs and nurses his brow. Where did you live prior to Nakataka?
The Kahanga are my tribe, but my people settled on Atua, an island too modest to deserve the attention of maps. My mortal mother tans boar hides. My father trades in the abundance of pearls and opals Atua is blessed to provide. When I was born, father called me his blue topaz boy.
Takehu scratches the back of his head and grins. Have any other notable godlike come from Atua?
Doubtless, I say. But I am the most precious gem of recent history. Godlike are revered as bringers of local change, but only Ngati's chosen is thought to deliver an omen for all Hawana at once.
Your birth must have I can't speak. Your birth must have been a big event.
Ikera. High winds stirred the vigor of the seas. 2 huts collapsed before our local storm speaker could shout down the weather.
He beams with pride.
They say the skies only cleared when I fell into the midwife's basket. Peace had returned to the island. Or so the Mataru predicted.
What did you do around the island?
I could not be kept from the water, so my father taught me how to dive for pearls and azada snails. Ngati filled my palms with riches on every harvest, I say. When I came of an age to begin a man's pursuits, the Mataru reached out to the Kahanga Queen, weighing my arrival against the forces that descended on her territory. The Queen could not invite Ngati's chosen into the Watershapers Guild fast enough. In hard times, the endorsement of a goddess is more valuable than currency.
I imagine so. I guess I have the endorsement of Magrin, don't I? Although not many people really talk about that. Back to my previous questions.
Ikera, speak on.
Tell me about water shaping, Takehu.
The art of our ancestors, I say. To bend water to our will is a gift from Mother Ngati to her chosen people. Since devastation swept our way of life out to sea, too much of the art has been lost. Periki, founder of the guild, organized the lore of Ngati's talent into a series of postures and meditations we call the 4 forms of water shaping. Fabrications, I say, meant only to siphon power from her dragon wards. But there is an echo of truth in them still.
What are these forms?
Try as we might to embody Ngati's element, our bodies are not water. Ikera, this is the form of grief, a beginner's test.
Takehu closes his eyes and sweeps out his hands, exhaling sharply.
The body's internal water is a force that conquers all. Even the mountain will bow to the stream. The form of hope, I say.
Takehu crosses one leg before the other and sways on the spot.
Water commands its vessel, and the vessel can be shaped as surely as the mountain. The form of metamorphosis, Ikera?
Takehu opens his eyes, which now resemble polished onyx. His smile is hungry, predatory. He blinks, and the effect is gone.
The art is a challenge to grasp, difficult to master, and impossible to perfect. Unless you are Ngati's chosen, I say.
You said there were 4 forms?
It is only by force of habit that I omit the final form. We do not speak of it in the guild. The form of transcendence.
Takehu closes his eyes and concentrates. Holding out his palms, he bites his lower lip and focuses. Finally, he shakes his head and stands at ease once more.
Only a story, I say. Even crafty Periki could not commit this ancient form to her scrolls. It was said that our ancestors could shape the very oceans of the Deadfire. This was Ngati's true gift, but we have yet to recover it from the ruins of our past. If we could find it on Ukaizo, I say that Aora would see true Huana power.
Let's just get this grade out.
Try as we might to embody Ngati, the body's internal water command. The art is a challenge to grasp, difficult to master, and impossible to perfect.
Back to my previous questions.
Unless, Akira, speak on.
Let's be off. Alright. Who's next? Mother Sharprock. She trots along beside you, tail held high. That near?
I'm right behind you.
There's Maya.
I feel like I should set the record straight.
Maya folds her arms and wraps her knuckles against her bicep. Is this about your mission? Do we have to belabor this? I accept your apology for killing someone. Go on.
I didn't get into this business so I could shoot first in a battle that hadn't even started, you know? I know the Ranganui wants to see results, but I never thought any of us would be complicit in something like assassination. We're shooting at people with dangerous ideas, and assuming the ideas will die with them.
Funny sentiment from an expert marksman. I take it you've never asked these sorts of questions while fighting with the Navy. You sound ambivalent. Feel free to leave me out of this. I'm just a spectator. You never ask these questions while fighting with the Navy?
It's a little different when the enemy's ship is turning about, their cannons glinting like a spider's eyes. You don't find time for a lot of deep ethical discussions.
Funny sentiment from an expert marksman. I don't like that one. It's basically calling her a hypocrite, right? Like, there's a lot of things you could do with being an expert marksman besides assassination of innocent people with ideas. I was gonna say bad ideas, but they're just ideas, right? Potentially dangerous, potentially bad, potentially good, potentially great ideas. You sound ambivalent.
She's a good listener, but he's too dumb to offer much perspective. I could use some of yours right about now.
Maya gives you an inquisitive look. I'm concerned that assassination sets the wrong precedent. Bullets are cheaper than armies. You're sparing lives and resources. This is a hard path to defend. History won't be kind. Rautai can't compete with Valian funds, Principi numbers, or Huana power. No real opinion on the matter, sorry. I like 3. 1's okay as well. I think we can go with 3. History won't be kind.
So we keep the long term in focus, sacrificing easy gains.
Nodding to herself, Maya seems less thoughtful and more resolved. Wait, that's not what I wanted. I wanted you to be less resolved. She cracks her neck and rolls her shoulders, letting out a relieved sigh. Did that not mean what I thought it was meaning? Oh boy.
You could be right. If we let this sort of thing spin out of control, it won't do us any good in the long run.
Okay, that's better.
If we go Atsura's way, we'd better be sure that killing the right people makes a difference. Damn sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer you just not kill people, unless they're trying to kill you.
And if we fall back on what we know, cannons, sieges, occupation, we'd better commit to fighting a moving target. We won't succeed if we don't understand the tribes. And something tells me that we aren't there yet.
Takehu's lips curve in an approving smile. I feel like you should not be approving of this, Takehu. And you shouldn't be listening to anything. Go below deck. The tribes have the entire archipelago as their battleground. Rautai should embrace the test if it's worth. Let's go to the first one.
I'm sure the Navy would love to test their might against a challenge, even if Atsura is worried about the cost.
Okay, so stop being approving of war. Stop it, Takehu. I had other questions.
I've got some answers.
Can I speak with Ishi?
Try not to use any foul language.
Ha 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 ha. Chuckling to herself, Maya steps back and gives you space. Perking up at attention, Ishi, takes a cautious hop closer. He tips his head to the side and fixes you with his scrutinizing glare. Who's a good bird? Letting out a high-pitched warble, Ishi tucks its beak in among his wing feathers. You take this to mean that he is a very good bird. Try to read his soul. No sooner do you bridge the distance to Ishi's soul, than he turns his cold, mismatched gaze toward you. The force of his attention hits you like a whip.
Well, this is unexpected.
This is unexpected. A voice cuts through the din of your thoughts. A feminine one, accompanied by the sound of feathers rustling against each other. Hylia? First Andra, now you. Are any of the gods not spying on me through my crewmates? Yeah, Hylia? Glancing in your direction, Maya frowns at you. To all outward appearances, whisper as you whisper to yourself.
What exactly did you set out to accomplish by peering into the soul of this noble creature?
Ishi cocks his head. Maya suggested that Ishi and I get on better terms. I thought that if I got the bird to like me, then Maya would like me. Noble? Are we talking about the same Ishi? What are you doing here? Yeah, I feel like that's the bigger question.
I am asking the question.
Well, not now. I just asked one. Maya suggested that Ishi and I get on better terms.
I see.
A slight breeze ruffles Ishi's feathers.
You should already know better than to trust everything Maya has to say. The prospect of sharing her company. I can tell from here that it intrigues. Far be it from me to judge affection. Better that it bloom or wilt uninterrupted.
Okay. Then why are you even talking about it? Hylia lets out a wistful sigh that manifests as a cool breeze around your neck.
While the Deadfire is being cut, cauterized, and trampled, it is charming to find someone who makes time for such elaborate foreplay.
Again, as a god, you're one to talk. Any advice that could help me out here? What's your take on Maya? I answered your question, now you answer mine. What are you doing in Ishi's soul? Yeah. I'm not playing this game with you, Hylia.
Observing. The one you call a Shiza makes for a convenient lens into your travels. Try not to take it too personally.
What's your take on Maya, then? Upon catching her name being spoken, Maya furrows her brow and glances your way again. She seems on the verge of speaking up, but then she shakes her head and resumes her business. Yeah, I talk to myself. Get over it.
Do you often turn to birds for relationship advice?
I'm not... Hylia, don't be an ass.
I sense that Maya does not easily allow others into her confidence. She is observing you closer than you might guess. She has much on her mind. This may all be a whimsical diversion. That, or she is softening you up for the red work of her masters. But you already know about that.
That she's an assassin.
Such a heartless word for an occupation which takes great skill to practice well.
I don't know if the word itself is heartless.
I babble.
You do.
What does the goddess of creativity know of kith courtship?
Nothing, apparently. Ishi tips his head to the side and winks. I guess we'll ask this. I don't really feel comfortable asking this kind of stuff. But I want to know what she says. Any advice?
I can say for certain that this is a very hungry, overworked, and at times underappreciated bird.
Ishi spreads open his wings, studying his own plumage with evident curiosity.
He and Maya share that much in common, at least. Beyond that, I leave the rest up to you.
You receive the mental impression of an amused shrug. Guess we're finished for now.
Best of luck in your mating ritual, Watcher.
Okay, that's not... Okay. The presence pulls away, and you find yourself once again staring into the eyes of an alert, if less intelligent, Ishi. Feed him. Or her. As you open your pack, Ishi hops closer, craning back his head to observe with interest. His pupils narrow with desire as he catches a whiff of shark meat. Swim one shark meat in his direction. Would you rather take a peck at a take? No, here's some shark meat. Pecking at it delicately at first, Ishi tosses caution to the wind and devours the haunch of meat with wild abandon. He looks up at you, imploring. Here's some more. He accepts the offering eagerly, picking apart and forcing down the meat with untrammeled joy. This time, his look is determined, ravenous. Pecks at your belongings like he would a ripe carcass. Doesn't look like I have any more shark meat, sorry. Crestfallen, Ishi hops away and focuses his attention elsewhere.
Oh, I've never seen him so forlorn. Try not to tease my bird in the future.
I had some questions.
I've got some answers.
Just out of curiosity, what does Ishi like to eat?
Trying to get on his good side, are you?
Maya nods, amused.
He's developed a taste for shark meat since we arrived at the Deadfire. Going back to the Rauataian diet will be hard on us both.
She sighs and plants her hands on her hips. Let's be off. Alright. Beardo. The galley on this tub ain't half bad. Worthless idiot.
I join crew. Who worthless now, Arkamir?
True. Seraphim.
Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you for? I've no use for regret. Ain't a subject I much.
Okay, nothing from him. Grim? Need something, Captain? Nope. Alright, let's go downstairs. Oh yeah, we have like a menagerie and a cabin now, right? That we bought? See what that's like. Wonder if like Consulhat's gonna be in my menagerie. That'd be funny. I guess he would be, depending on what it is, right? Also, we haven't talked to our steward in like forever. Jati?
Watcher.
Jati clapped her hands together excitedly. Forgoing nibbling on her bottom lip, she beams you a sunny grin.
Guess what? Now go on and guess, really.
What is it? You've had another dream?
Not a god's darned one. And ain't that just it?
Her eyes gleam with a shining triumph.
I feel so fine. Like I swallowed a star and now I got light bursting from my chest. Can you see it in me? This happiness? It's all on account of you, Watcher.
That's great, Jyoti.
Everything's different now.
She nods.
The world looks so dang bright, doesn't it? Even at night.
She tips her face up. Her eyes skim the reaches of the sky. Yeah. What you don't see is I actually have like a skylight in the hull of my ship, so she can see the sky.
The sky goes all glittery with stars. Must be what the gods see when new souls are born.
As Jyoti saunters off, she sighs with contentment. Good. Handsome Elium. 4 hours sleep at a go? Kill me now. Shame I can't talk to the steward more. Man, look at our cabin. This is a nice place. Look at this bed. Ah, it's good to be a captain. Pelagina.
Is there something you wanted to talk about? You only have to ask.
How are you?
Good. I have no concerns, Watcher.
Good, good, good. Berta. The mariner salutes. Nia. Gods, I need a drink. Eld. Wish you kept the crew at... Yeah, we've seen that one before. Eled. Constantine.
Wonder what Pa's up to.
Facina.
Casita, I'm glad we have this chance to talk.
Facina folds her arms and glowers.
I have not properly thanked you for taking me away from that place.
Dark cupboard. You don't need to thank me. Keep pulling your weight. The dark cupboard.
That shop and my apprenticeship were like a diving bell, dragging me all the way to the bottom with barely enough air to survive.
She winces.
Arkamir was fond of tormenting me. If he had taught me anything of substance, I might even have endured his wretched company a while longer. In any case, now I am free to study the world, and it is because of you. So, now I will say it. Agrasina.
You're welcome. What did you want to learn that only Arkamir could teach?
What a question.
Facina clucks her tongue on the roof of her mouth and nods.
Arkamir is... elusive. That flamboyant house of his? It is all a performance, a mask that people will not think to peer beneath. I had a sneaking suspicion that he knows more about magic than the rest of the circle combined. Or maybe he is just an accomplished liar. I may never know the truth.
Are you interested in any particular areas of study?
It is a funny thing. I was so quick to chase my ambitions, as if an apprenticeship would outline the course of my life. In the end, I was building a castle in the sand. The taller it rose, the harder the waves swept in to batter it down. Now I have no plan. And the uncertainty is a refreshing change.
Before we head out, any thoughts on our travels so far?
Right now, I desire nothing more than to enjoy my liberation. I will worry about the problems of the world as they come.
Festina smiles a little. I'm curious about you.
I came to the archipelago as a groveling apprentice. One day, I hope I will leave it with a speck more dignity than that.
I think you already have gotten more dignity.
What more could you desire to know, Casita?
Ever aspire to be an archmage yourself?
Not if it means I must submit to a bickering council of madmen plotting against each other. If I ever scribed a spell, it would be the best-kept secret in Eora. Only I would enjoy the satisfaction of knowing it.
Festina thumbs her chin and considers.
Fascina's mirthless laugh. Fascina's prickling pox. No, I have it. Fascina's withering glare. I like the sound of that.
How did you get into Archimir's employ?
Being a part of the circle has its little perks, but also some headache-inducing responsibilities. At least one member must always watch over the Deadfire and see that matters do not fall into total disarray. Arkemir wanted the job about as much as he wanted to lance a boil on his deflated scrotum. But the alternative was giving stewardship to Maura. No one in the circle trusted her with the archipelago.
What do they have against Mara?
With trading companies dividing up the islands, they didn't think a Huana could stay detached. They also hate tentacle magic. During the changing of the guard, while a handful of imps loaded Arkemir's ship for the journey south, I stowed away in a dresser. Once we were at sea, I made my presence known. A dozen imps tore at my hair and pushed me towards the railing. When Arkemir saw me struggle, he didn't step in to help. He just gave me work. I did what I could to make myself useful. Stitched the sails, disciplined the imps. That one impressed him most of all. By the end of the voyage, I had the little stinkers saluting me as I passed.
Festina cracks her knuckles and grins at the memory.
When we made port in Neketaka, he introduced me as his apprentice and installed me at the cupboard for a life of clerical drudgery. You know the rest.
You and Bertino didn't seem especially well paired. Constantine edges a bit closer. When he catches you looking his way, he frantically motions for you to say nothing.
I was searching for a life beyond the cupboard, and that handsome oaf was blessed with a silver tongue. Came in handy when he was licking the boots of his creditors. I don't regret our time together. That was just a different Fascina.
Pressing her lips into a tight line, she turns to Constantine.
What are you looking at? Go back to rearranging your massage oils or whatever it is you do here.
Aye, aye, Casita.
Constantine salutes her sarcastically and turns away, a slight grin spreading on his face. What's that about? I've kind of forgotten, who he is. What do you want to do with your education?
I have always dreamed of opening a magic shop in Neketaka.
Festina sighs wistfully and looks off to the distance, pushing a lock of hair past her ear.
That was a joke.
Oh, she grins back at you.
When I set out on this path, I discovered quickly that magic is all tied up in grammar, precision, and insufferable rules. Take a grimoire, for example. Misplace an accent mark over a rune, all the logic of a spell collapses around it.
And you'd prefer something more ill-defined why, exactly?
Go on.
I don't want to break the rules of magic, but I want to rewrite some of them. Loosen them up so that any sharp mind can take up the study. The Circle would hate that, wouldn't they? If they could not reinforce their superiority over the rest of us, they might even disband.
Festina chews her thumbnail and smiles. You must have some thoughts about Aothis and the other gods.
You assume a great deal, Casita. When they are not striding across an island, the gods concern me about as much as Eora's moons.
Festina shrugs.
Religion was never very important to me. I do not expect that to change now that the gods have revealed their petty, narrow-minded ways.
You know the gods are artificial, right?
I heard a member of your crew whispering of this, but I am pleased to have it confirmed.
Festina narrows her eyes and looks off to the distance.
Knowing this forbidden truth, does it change anything for you?
Changes everything. People have killed over that knowledge. I no longer have to take the gods at their word. I'm not sure. Not really.
Perfetto.
Christina gives a slow, mirthless applause.
If the gods are not as legitimate as we once assumed, does this make them any less our gods?
Exactly.
Does it make your Ardra Colossus retrace his steps back to Cad Nur? As far as revelations go, this one is not very poignant for me. Maybe I'm just the wrong audience. Nothing takes me by surprise.
Christina shrugs. Back to my other questions.
Ask away, Kazita.
Any thoughts about our companions?
Shoti is like a beautiful tree with poisoned roots. Her smile is the bark which hides the rot.
Damn.
Your friend Alof carries himself with confidence, but to me he seems like a small animal in search of shelter. I do not hate Tekehu for his arrogance. I only hate that he deserves it. Seraphin has a large heart, but he hides it under foul language. This is something I can understand.
Good old Seraphin.
Always Constantine hovers over me, asking to recommend him exciting books, as if I would ever touch fiction.
She spits.
In Pallegina, I see a little something of myself, but she takes it to an unhealthy place. Without leadership and a mission, I think she would cease to exist. Keep an eye on Maya. I'll say no more than that. I do not hate Tekehu for his
What about Adir?
Keep an eye. Your friend Seraphin has always Shoti. In Palleg Shoti. Keep an eye. I do not hate Seraphin has always.
Okay, it seems like that's all she got. Okay, let's be off. Edwin?
Greetings again, Captain. Do you require my expertise?
Do you want to talk about what happened at the dead flow? She raises a thin, white eyebrow.
Should I?
You said something about paying your way to the Republics with coin from a dead man.
I believe I said I did not want to discuss it.
Okay.
I appreciate that, but I assure you that I will not.
You don't seem to care much for Vetnir.
Are you surprised? He's a two-faced, manipulative hypocrite, and remarkably unpleasant company. What's surprising is that anyone bears fondness for him.
Take it easy.
Show me someone who hasn't.
She shrugs.
I will treat him with politesse, provided he does not provoke me.
Okay. Rek?
My friend, hello.
Oh, we haven't talked to you yet. He can speak English. He gives you an excited little wave, then flushes embarrassed.
Ask, please.
He gives you a slight nod and smiles. You learned adhering quickly.
Should it be a challenge?
He looks at you quizzically, head tilted to the side. Genuine amusement wrinkles his brow.
Lipasalis, my home. It is a big city, ta?
He spreads his arms wide and grins.
Many people speak many languages. That is Nujin, normal.
A sly smile pulls at the corner of his mouth. Whether he is being entirely serious isn't immediately clear. How'd your ship sink? His eyes flit away from yours and he hesitates, for a moment unsure if this is a topic he wants to discuss. Then he takes a deep breath, presses his lips, and meets your eyes again, this time with intent.
There was a storm. Clouds black like night and high as the stars. We thought God would protect us.
His hands, usually restless and expressive, hang still at his side. Interesting that he used the singular for gods. He just referred to one god. Where were you headed?
West.
He gestures vaguely toward the horizon, frowning.
No one has ever been west because of the storms, ta? But we were determined.
What were you planning to do out there? Or out here?
We came to teach.
He grins. His tense shoulders fall, relieved to no longer be discussing the shipwreck. Teach? What, exactly?
Teach about God.
He bounces back on the heels. You mean gods. It's plural.
No, only God.
Ah.
How to explain?
His eyes take on a distant look, and he cracks his knuckles absently. Finally, he shrugs.
I did not say I am a good teacher. You learn Seki. Maybe we talk more about God.
You don't seem like a teacher.
Do I not? I jest. You are right. I am not a teacher. There was a sehaj, and then I was put on the ship. We can discuss later.
You going to teach in a place you'd never been to people who don't speak your language?
I am a fast learner. Do you think my Adiran is very bad? It cannot be as bad as Seraphin's. He opens his mouth and nonsense comes out.
No, your Adiran is actually phenomenal. considering you've been here for like a week. Maybe probably like a month. What did you do back home?
I did nothing. That is how I was put on that ship. Maybe a building went on fire. Maybe many buildings. But that is the past. The future is more interesting, huh?
He rubs at the back of his neck, an embarrassed flush coloring his ears. That's enough for now.
I did
Oops.
nothing. Maybe, as you say.
Tell me about your home. Where are you from?
The edge of your map.
He tries to stifle a playful grin and fails.
A joke from Maya. Home. Home is Yezua. Beyond the storm. Somewhere.
What do you miss about your home?
A funny question. How to explain?
He scrunches up his nose, bunching his freckles.
I miss the wind. Hot and dry, it comes from the mountains. Shakes the doors. Covers Lipasalis in dust. And the desert. It is beyond the mountains. Red and wide. I still smell it sometimes.
He quiets a moment, blinking rapidly, but when he looks at you next, he's smiling his usual carefree smile. Will you go back?
Is that possible? I will go now. Someday, Sisunskiku. But there is still much to see here, I think. Are you far from your home, Watcher?
I am, and I miss it. My home is the open road. The Deadfire is my home, and I can't wait to leave it behind. I'm from the Deadfire, actually. And it's good to be home. I'm surprised that's an option. Guess this is interesting, right? How much do we consider Cadnua and the Deerwood to be our home now? Because before that, obviously we were born in Orvalia, but ever since we were able to, we've been on the road, right? We're a drifter. We might go back to Cadnua after this. I don't know. My home is the open road.
So, you are always at home. I wish I shared your feeling.
He nods, and a curtain of hair falls across his face. He pushes it behind his ear with a heavy sigh.
As you say.
How do you like the Deadfire?
Where are your horses?
He narrows his eyes. His tone suggests that this is a question that's troubled him for some time. This is our horse, this ship. How are you holding up? He trails off, not quite looking you in the eye. What do you think about our traveling companions?
Who?
Ooh, Aloth.
Always he has a sour lemon face. Like an old man.
Adir?
Adair told me God stepped on your house? Your luck is maybe worse than mine.
A sly grin spreads across his face. Maya?
Her bird is mean. You see where he bit me? I like him.
He shows you his shallow, triangle-shaped cut on his forearm and beams. Pelagina.
She reminds me of my old teacher. Do you think she would spar with me?
Yes. He puts a freckled knuckle to his lips, considering.
But maybe I have enough scars.
Maybe. Seraphim?
Where did he learn Adirin? Not here, Ta?
Ta. Takehu.
Takehu showed me rice wine. Ugh. It is terrible.
He screws his face up into an expression of intense disgust.
You are out of rice wine, by the way.
Jyoti.
She poked me with her weapon once. She apologized for a week. I poked her with mine, and now we are even.
Don't poke people. It's bad. The others.
Who?
Constantine.
He puts fire kelp in my soup when he thinks I am not looking. But there are peppers much spicier in Yezua. I will get him back.
Vicina.
I offered her a candied nut, and she took them all. She is like my sister.
Edwin.
Creepy.
A little shiver thrills up his spine and he blanches.
Fine, yes.
Never mind. As you turn away, you feel a slight tug on your sleeve. You look back, you find Rek watching you with one eyebrow raised and the start of his mischievous grin on his lips.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
We talk about the others. What do you think of me?
Though he smiles in his usual playful way, a dark flush of concern climbs his throat. You're fun. You're useful. You don't get in the way. That's all I care about. You're a pain in the ass. I don't like you. I don't have an opinion on you.
Yukag?
Well, I did.
Take me. Should it be a challenge?
Leave
us. Many people speak many. Oh.
Damn it! I don't even know what I pressed. I think I pressed 1, but I don't know what he said because I. Damn it! I'm sorry. I hope you guys were able to see it. I like him though. He turns his hand's palm up and gestures forward, sending you off. I like him. He's nice. Like, we do have all our, or some of our pets around, huh? Look at that. That's cool. Carriger, need something, Captain? Alright, Aloth.
You look like you have something on your mind.
He tilts his head, listening patiently. I like your thoughts on my search for Aethys.
I didn't witness the destruction of Cadnua. But if it was anything like what happened at Hasongo, then it's a wonder you survived.
He looks at you, shaking his head.
Is Aethys unconcerned at the destruction he causes? Or merely unaware of it?
He frowns.
Either way, the implications are distressing.
What do you know about the Valian Trading Company?
Well, they seem largely competent. I would feel better about that were they not run by profiteers and animancers.
He smiles wryly.
Governor Clario seemed honest and well-intentioned. So one wonders why he was stationed at such an out-of-the-way post.
That's probably why, right? He raises an eyebrow, yeah. Do you have any thoughts on the Principi?
I'd heard Deadfire had a pirate problem, but I had no idea how large it was. Or how fashionable.
You get the sense he's impressed despite himself.
Still, the only thing more dangerous than a unified pirate nation is one at war with itself. I worry about who will be caught in their crossfire.
I'd like your opinion on the Huana leadership.
The Queen seems to operate with a light hand on the tiller, so to speak.
He tugs at the edge of his sash, thinking.
And I think that's a good thing. What the Deadfire needs is someone who can lead its people without smothering them.
What do you think of the Royal Deadfire Company?
I think they're one of the most ordered and deliberate organizations I've ever seen. And I don't entirely trust that. Not after the leaden key.
True. He strokes his chin. Did you ever make it back to Adir?
As a matter of fact, I did.
He brightens.
I saw my mother for the first time in years.
There's a lightness in his eyes and in his posture that you've never seen before when speaking of his family. How was she?
She was well. She'd been living with her Thane for quite some time. I don't think she'd been to see my father since I left.
He fidgets with the hem of his garment, looking distractedly at something on the ground.
I used to blame her for her long absences, for not intervening directly with my father.
I remember his father was kind of abusive, right? Let's just, in case any of you didn't watch the first series, and for my own memory, what happened with your father? Remind me.
He was an exacting man with a violent temper.
Yeah.
One that often found its outlet in me.
His face pales a shade, and that's when he got his awakened soul in Isamir? I think that's the name of his awakened soul. Like it fought back. What changed with your mother?
I realized that she was torn between two demanding roles. And two demanding men.
He looks back up at you.
I used to resent her for failing to protect me. But I understand now that her absence is what allowed me to grow. Intentionally or not, she gave me the space I needed to learn a degree of independence.
I'm happy for you. It was her responsibility to take better care of you. That's one way to look overlooking at it. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. It felt good to resolve that much.
Did you see your father? He shakes his head, his lips pressed tightly together.
It's one thing to forgive my mother for her absence. Quite another to excuse him.
Remind me again about the situation between your parents.
My father was steward to an earl in the Seathwood. My mother entered into a hamnig with a thane when I was very young.
And a hamnig is like a less official marriage, right? Or something like that.
I think they must have loved each other once, but I recall little evidence of it.
Sounds like it was a very good trip then.
It was.
I like how much more happy and sort of relaxed he feels in this game. It's really nice. How are you holding up?
It's strange to imagine an ancient Leaden Key sect could have been working quietly all these years. But we've seen stranger things, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Does this change?
It's strange to imagine
That's all.
ancient legend.
And then a deer.
What's gnawing you?
You like Deadfire.
The air's different. Especially compared to Gilded Vale, where there's more livestock than shovels. Sounds different, too. You wake up to all those bird calls, it really does sound like they're making music. If the birds woke you in Gilded Vale, it was usually a couple crows making the most horrible mating noises you ever heard. Strange thing is, I still get this feeling in me, like I wish I was home.
Yeah. Let's get moving. Alright. So that's everybody. Yeah, we got all the dialogue exhausted. And that took up most of the episode. We are going to go start the main quest, though. Let's head out. Okay. Before we get there, he waits in fire. Alright, there's no mandatory companion I need to bring. So... it's gonna be... wait, where's Seraphim? Cancel. Okay, just dismiss you and Maya. Seraphim and Maya. Yep. Although, it's not the layout I had for them, is it? No. Are you trying to meet me? No. Okay. Alright, up we go. I know we still have this to do. And we still have this to do. Where is it? Up here. That one. But we will do those another time. And we obviously still have Oreo Koiki and this one to do. But right now, Ashen Maw. It's time. Here we are. Thick smoke, black as death, plumes from the peak of a rumbling volcano, the largest in the chain of mountains that make up Mogren's Teeth. A serrated fissure gapes in the mountainside, deep and dark, but intermittently lit by a red-hot glow. The cavernous opening is too narrow for junk to sail through. The skiff sways tumultuously in the superheated waters. The closer you row to the cave's cracked opening, lava burbles down the mountainside, scorching rivers that disappear into the dark blue sea. Inside the rock base, the sound of churning magma grows louder, and the air warms around you, beading sweat along your brow. Going to the fires of Mount Doom here. Ashen Maw, mid-spring, 28-29. Okay. We got everybody where they need to be. No, we don't. Okay, I think we should have you guys more like this, huh? Be something like that.
Yes, indeed. There's a point when architecture is just plain evil.
Yeah. Doesn't look pleasant. Look at that! Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. The hull of this longboat has been varnished with a flame-resistant amalgam. Though ashen, the skin of this dead giant remains hot to the touch. An angry troll. What's going on over here? Grog. +1 resolve. Destroyed when knocked unconscious. Cannot engage enemies. Immune to engagement. Huh. While Grog is following you around, you receive a bonus to resolve. Additionally, the party cannot engage. It is immune to engagement. Also, anyone in your party will die when you are knocked unconscious. Interesting. Well, yeah, okay, I thought that was going to be information about him. Okay. Don't know what that's about. Why would you ever use that? I guess you can just walk through everything at that point, right?
A Lord's foot and an heavy bullet or a cap.
Next time, I will secure a body that lasts.
You know what? I kind of want Nimnock. We use Kantat so much. I know I love the fact that we have him again, but I like Nimnock.
I shall.
For us a little more.
Well, no welcome's better than a bad one.
Yeah, I guess you're right. This is ominous though, huh? The burned remains of these prisoners wear the tatters of sailors' garbs. Or sailor's garb. Alright. It's so cool. Like, that's such a cool image right there. I love it. And with like the heat waves, like you know, distorting the vision. It's really cool. Primal flame. Onyx. Slumped against the stone of the bridge, a giant clutches at his bashed-in chest. It's a mess of sinew and blackened iron bones. Fiery blood flickering between his splayed fingers. Thickly rasping a breath, the warrior lifts his heated gaze to your face.
Extinguished or crushed. Us all, Defiler.
He struggles to speak. The agony of a slow death blazes through the scrolls in his skin, shrouding him with a veil of fire. I need to get to Aethys.
Dragon rises, Magran descends. To face the Defiler. Tell the Bathor in the keep.
He chokes liquid fire, trickling from his lips. What happened to you?
Damned Reaper of souls and God of lies. Magran's most foul enemy. The Moor splits, spewing rock and flame to fight the Defiler. I caught an errant boulder to protect the Brenthis.
The Brenthis. The Rathun are led by their high priestess, the Brenthis, one of the few among the sect of warriors with the ability to hear Magran's voice. Well, I hope we get along. More blood fire licks from the Rathun's cracked chest, slowly charring his arm. This is going to hurt you more than it hurts me. We'll leave him be. Yes. I didn't like the way we said that. It sounded like we were being cruel. Go ahead and grab all these primal flames. Seem like good enchanting equipment and stuff. The windlass is far too massive and heavy for a kith to operate.
Nothing good comes from this much quiet.
Exceptional warhammer.
I don't be supposing we kids swapped in spot.
Oh, what's in here? Gold and a pry bar. Let's save it. Hello.
Kith trespasses in the goddess's maw? But how?
Incensed, the giant warrior hulks. Her thick muscles twitch, red markings glowing hotly against her ashen skin.
You must seek to follow in your Defiler god's footsteps. You will not, for I will smite you where you stand!
Bellowing, she lifts a massive sword over her head. But a second giant slams the haft of his iron staff into the warrior's hard-muscled stomach, abruptly halting her attack.
Bold Seeker! Should this kith possess knowledge of the foul god Aethys, I would learn of it. before you char her bones to dust.
I come on Magran's business. The god in that statue bid me to meet him here. I've come to speak with him. I'm no friend of Aethos. He stole a piece of my soul and I mean to get it back. I have nothing to do with your god problems. What is it to you? You know, the Kith can hear you. I come on Magran's business.
The goddess sends you to aid us.
He scoffs, unconvinced, but when you return a defiant glare, he tilts his head, considering. Shoulders taut with tension, the warrior eyes the strewn corpses of his fellow Rathan arms. They lie dried like husks siphoned of their souls.
Indeed. You stand strong when our best have withered like wood eaten to embers. Perhaps you possess great power despite your minuscule frame.
Indeed.
Tell me, can you stand against the Defiler God? We have not yet defeated the embodied god, but that does not mean we won't. The Drottiger is readying another assault from within the Jagged Keep as we speak. I will permit you to scamper closer to God's face, if you believe you can survive. Scurry deeper into the maw, but know that my brethren may squash you.
You plan to attack Aethys?
First, we recover the wounded and their weapons. Drag them into the Jagged Keep.
He nods.
And then we will kill a god.
Smacking the head of his staff against his chest, he bears you a garish grin. I worry Magran plans to erupt this volcano. If you stay, you'll die. He hefts his meaty shoulders in a heavy shrug.
Our duty is foremost to Magran. We guard the moor to its fiery end.
How can I reach him?
All who neared the intruder god were gutted until extinguished. You think your soul could last even half so long as Rathoon's?
Maybe the Kiths will last longer.
She snorts, but the other warrior ignores her, answering in her stead.
Only Magran's shrine with our Jagged Keep can lead you to the Defiler God. Kith, if Magran wishes you to face him, surely she will fire the way.
Farewell.
Help me with the bodies, but this time gentle your grip.
It can't be helped, Rakir. These fallen are brittle.
Stealing. I guess we won't steal from them. That goes down to the Ashen Bridge. Oh, can't steal. Let's check out what's up here first.
Keep it down.
Nothing?
Ishi, now is the chance if you had any second thoughts about this place.
My fingers be fat and furry, swapped and sparkling.
Okay, so that's the key to that place if I didn't have Seraphim. A rock slide has collapsed this section of the keep. Alright, so down we go. This is really cool so far. This is like a fire god like Priest of Magran's dream right here in terms of role playing. Find a way to Aethos through the Jagged Keep.
Concerned about that?
I thought the volcanoes in these parts were dormant.
I shall be
They certainly don't look dormant, do they? Oh, there's his hand. There's his head. Oh, that's his booty. There's his butt.
What he hiding, eh?
In case you guys wanted to see his butt. Okay. Anything down this way?
You ain't leading us into certain death, are you, Captain?
Of course not. Okay, we got some fire drakes.
Trouble up ahead.
And flame bats. Alright.
Wait, look there.
Aloth, you're going to start the fight off with one of these. Weaken him up. And then let's see. Do that.
You were saying?
Maya. Mark. Double shot. Beautiful. Is she? Is she? There we go. Get in there.
Captain.
Seraphim. This side of him.
Done and done. Try to be keeping
Good.
up, Maya.
And a deer. Gouge him.
Can't make a dent.
Yes?
Aloth. I'm gonna have you... Kind of afraid they're gonna be coming after you. So let's do that. Weaken them again. Yeah, they're coming at me. Kind of forgot to plan for that.
There's a walloping.
Good. He's dead. Classia.
Yes.
All right, I forgot I was wielding the axe. Awesome. Kill him.
You bow to Nemnock. Do it now.
Seraphim, come over here on the Drake. Oh, that's Ishi. My bad.
Can't take much more.
Owie. Double shot him.
I'm not hungry.
Good. Alright. Seraphim. Hit him.
Try to be keeping up,
Good.
Maya.
A deer. Penetrating strike on him. Good. Classia, go ahead and heal. Ishi. Aloth.
You were saying?
Maya, kill.
Ashiza, strength.
Alright, Seraphim. Finish him off. There we go. Easy peasy.
Something I can do. I got it.
Take all of that. Take that. What's this? Deep gashes mar this Routhen's armor and flesh.
Tell Bird to leave Nemnock alone.
No. I will not do that. Where am I going? That's the Jagged Keep, and that's the lair of the Ancient. Loose grit and jagged boulder chunks, litter the broken section of this bridge. We're gonna go up this way first, because I think that's where they said the one person was.
You spend your whole life thinking you're a giant. And one day that fella shows up at your fortress.
Really puts things in perspective, doesn't it? Anything over here? No. I think the Jagged Keep is where they said we needed to go to talk to their leader, right?